Now, every time a property or IP blows up, it's automatically the fan base created their own AU. If you don't know what's AU, AU is basically a fan-made other universe of the original IP. Sometimes a completely different genre, sometimes it's the same genre and fits in, just become a darker timeline or different perspective, different character. But there's other times this AU got so popular it's overshadowed the original. And this was sort of statement I make today called a AU so popular it overshadowed the original IP. And today we're talking about the amazing digital circus Fight Club. How popular this AU really is? Well, let me explain. He has his own kind of fake video game fake box art original music for the box art. You have a comic. You have a fake anime. You have the selection of all the characters of the Major Fight Club. You know, top of all this, you have cinematic images during the game. He also versus images before you start the game. This thing is just keep adding on and adding on. Even this AU is so young. It's keep becoming more bigger every time a new episode of the Amazing Digital Circus come out. So I'm wondering what else actually added to this new AU because this thing blows up so fast. It also sort of died down really fast at the same time for right now because the Amazing Digital Circus is still a new series, only have 2 episodes. So I'm wondering what else this new AU come out. Before I get started explaining what is sort of the aspiration in the story of this AU, my name is Rachel. I like to talk about animation, not just animation, the reviews, first impressions, cartoon theories, and sometimes, if I have some spare time, cartoon breaking news. Of course, if you like how it's going, like to help my channel, put a like, comment, and subscribe. That's the only thing you need to do. If you don't, that's fine too. If you do, thank you. Thanks to you, I passed my main goal of 1,000 subscribers. And my new goal is passing 2,000. And I will pass that. Thanks to everybody put like, comment, and share. Thanks to you, I will pass my goal. And now let's get started of what is of the amazing digital fight club of this AU. Now this EU is just sort of interesting because it has a story, but at the same time it doesn't. It's because what type of genre of this AU fall into. It's basically a sort of funny sort of anime or cartoon. The whole point of the plot, whatever it really has, is basically a Pompey fall into this digital circus, but she's a fighter. But the only problem is she doesn't know how to get out. She's looking for the exit. But the only way to get out of this universe is the fact becoming the champion. And that's basically the whole plot of this AU. But to be fair, the original the Amazing Digital Circus storyline, we don't know much about it. It's sort of a question. The only thing you know about is that version of Ponby who also want to get out of that universe, but they can't. You don't know why, and the reason why they actually stay there. I think this is the reason why Fight Club actually blew up because he understood the original plot, but yet expanded on it just a little bit of each different characters, what is sort of their job on that world, and how Poppy trying to be the champion to allow her to escape, even if we don't know there is an exit or not if after you becoming the champion. But interesting enough, this was created by Buttertail on her Twitter account slash Tumblr on March 20, 2024. Of course, it's not the only one. There are other AUs on the Major Digital Circus are developing right now doing this video. But interestingly enough, if this video gets a lot of likes, if people watch it constantly, especially it was popular, I'll make another AU on a Amazing Digital Circus. But depends which one, because they're starting to have a lot of them down there, but I need some time to actually research. But besides that, what is the character designs and what they make them so special of this AU? Now, the fascinating part of the character designs is sort of what type of title job they actually have, because on this Digital Circus Fight Club, they only three type of jobs. At least that's how I read all the snaps of each character and what they do. One of them actually is promoter, second fighter, and third commentator or business manager, you could say, because all three of them they are basically work in this universe because that's the only job does exist, at least in my interpretation, because it doesn't explain that much of this universe. The only thing you know is what it is your next fight. And that's what Poppy comes in to be our point of view. Because this version of Poppy, she want to escape the original, but she had to be the champion. Because she's not the strongest one, because her stats is very low. Now, her stats is basically 1,500 HP, H8, Defense 10, and Standard 6. Basically, she's a rookie type, but her design is sort of a one-piece, long boots, and gloves attached to her with sleeves. And a shortcut clothing. But besides that, to me, it sort of followed the same rules of the original Digital Circus, is that she cannot get rid of the clothes wherever she actually chooses. She must fight to get out of here. And that just sort of interesting because she's not the only character who wants to fight get out of here, but she doesn't really have much choice. It's to become a manager, become a spectator, or because a fighter. Or referee, depends of the, I guess, the match, in other words, because nobody knows what they actually get paid or not. It's just sort of the fascination of this world make it sort of interesting how it actually works. But besides that, let's talk about our next fighter of this fight club. Now, you meet Kane. Like the last one, he's sort of the manager of the control of the original Digital Circus. This one, there is no difference. He is sort of the person who introduced everyone. He also could be Pompey manager slash co-owner slash trainer slash whatever he needs to do to make Pompey the champion to actually the help her get out. Of course, like in the RAI, he sort of understands being human, but not really. But that small understanding give her the edge to Kane to actually help Pompey to push her to the next level. But besides that, he is the original Kane, like the original Circus. He's kooky, crazy, and over the top. He does deliver what he needs to do to introduce everyone. Now, nothing much else to talk about him, just sort of his design. That the original design of Digital Circus of Kane is sort of circus performer or circus remaster. And this one just draw him a sort of a different kind of suit, pants, instead of shoes and gloves. Just change it up sort of like a business sort of manager with a golden tooth in the corner. Nothing much change, even when hat stays the same, but yet you can tell what he means sort of business when you work with them. Now let's talk about the next digital fighter of this countdown onwards. Now, according to this sort of post of record of this version of Digital Fight Club, that she is being in the Fight Club for a long time. So long, she started to get tired of it and attempted to figure out how she actually escaped. How who she really is, they use her in the Digital Fight Club as sort of a starter fighter for any new rookie to actually train off. And Ratha is sort of a brawler. She's very strong, but she never wants to be rough. This is the reason why she never becomes sort of champion. This is why she sort of prefer training rookies. Maybe one of the rookies will help her find a way out. So this is her method to figure out how to escape of the Digital Fight Club. Now, her starter or her power level is basically HP 50,000, H6, Defense 5, Standard 7. And after that, pretty much it. Now, her design is slightly changed of the original character. She just have a tank top, shorts, and boots, all in black, but she's covered in wounds and actually still resembles a sort of a ragdoll. But yet, it's sort of a scuff of ragdoll that is sort of kind of like a badass, but besides that, her design really stands out to compare and contrast to her original design being soft and sort of kind. She's still rough but kind inside, but trying to survive of this new universe. Now let's talk about the next digital club fighter. Now, how to depict Layla, if you don't remember her, she came out in the second episode being princess of this sort of kingdom, redresses her as sort of manager slash trainer who train other rookies to fit the part of whatever standards they actually trying to be. But actually training them, she actually just forced them to look at it instead of actually training them. But because she's so soft and adorable, this she sort of misunderstand how to train their own basically challengers. But she doesn't not trying to be mean-spirited or manipulated. She trying to follow the rules and understand the rules of AI. But that's the problem. She's an AI. She doesn't understand the human sort of ability that you can make them change, become something better. And that's the reason, sir, she sort of lacks that sort of comprehension. But of course, she's not threatening. She's trying to follow the rules and make sure everything works as supposed to be. Of course, that's sort of hard because everybody cheats in the Fight Club of this digital circus. Now, her design, to compare to her original design, the original design, she's sort of a princess sort of design, and this design is more professional, more kind of managing me, kind of manager in other words, but with a white shirt with black pants and high heels. And that pretty much it. But she is true to her original character and make it work. But besides that, there's not much to say. Sounds kind of interesting how she sort of tries to play the part. But other than that, let's talk about the next Fight Club member. Now, our next character is Kinger. Now, his design or his personality changes of the original Kinger because Kinger, the original, he's sort of crazy but kind and wise. But this version of Kinger is the opposite. He's sort of selfish and greedy, and he doesn't help no one because it doesn't help himself. The only friend it actually has is Gango, the only one who actually likes because he is sort of entertained by her. But because of this, his sort of cockiness, maybe because his sort of grandfather, who used to be sort of a lawyer, kind of full of his own head to be that good. But besides that, he is a very dangerous man. His sort of stats is HP 10,000, Age 4, Defense 7, and Standard 7. And he is a high-ranking baller. So he is very dangerous in the ring. Now, his design completely changes the original. The original, he's sort of skinny and scrawny like a chess piece. This one's sort of up that with sort of small changes. He's now more muscular, more poofy, and more arrogant. Just to see his eyes, just how he looks, feels what description of Kinger of this version. On top of this, he has more wider chest and more like a Dorito body size, with big fists with chain rings around him. But I think this is a very strong design that you don't need to read his description to understand he is cocky, he's foolish, he believes he's everything with a bag of chips. But besides that, what do you think of this design? Do you like it or not? Tell me down below. Let me know. Now let's talk about the next fighter of this list. Now, to all the other characters, Queenie is sort of the most weird one because we don't know the original that much. She just appears in one photo, but yet we don't know nothing about her, or at least the original one. So this new version of Queen is sort of interesting and old interpretation, just sort of an image they saw in the show. Because this Queen is sort of kind of savage and greedy, and also AI dedicated and managing of Kinger. Now, she doesn't have a code because she only cares about the champion. Nothing else, nothing more. Of course, she was sort of built to actually fight inside the champion, but she thought it'd be make more money becoming sort of a manager than a contractor or a fighter. That's why she's sort of assessed to making money. That's sort of her main goal, to control everything in the Fight Club. But she is fair what she needs to be. But she has no aware all the corruption in around of Digital Circus. Now, I can't really say much of Queen Anne because her design is similar to her original, but more poofy, more elegant, and more maybe self-centered. I'm guessing. Once more, we don't know much of the original, but this simple design gave a lot of personality, especially her royal coat. How elegant over the top, how she made me look down to others, and it's that sort of simple dress under that coat that we cannot really see, but yet you know she like her fashion and she is selfish. And that's basically what we can tell of her design. Not much to talk about her. Now let's talk about the next fighter of this list. Now, one of the characters, Gango, is one of the most changed of this because the original Gango, she is sort of kind of sympathetic, weak, pathetic. She doesn't know how to stand up to herself or have a backbone to fight other people. But this version Gango is sort of the opposite. She is sort of fast, quick, and strike fast of her fist that is sharp as knives. Of course, she is very cocky over the top, but this is the reason why she became sort of fan favorite. But also, she is the third ranking highest in the leaderboard of the Fight Club. Of course, behind the mask, she's still sort of sad and kind of wimpy, but if she put her new mask, her happiness, her cockiness, completely changed it around her. She is that dangerous and quick to fight. Now, her HP is over 3000, H 10, Defense 6, and Standard 5. She is very dangerous and very quickly to fight. Of course, she does not really have that many enemies because she is sort of a chill type of character. She doesn't want to bad blood around her own, basically, co-workers. But she knows she is sort of stuck, but she knows some secrets in the Fight Club, something that's sort of hidden from everyone else, but she will never tell. We don't know what it is, but once more, she knows what's up. Maybe she knows how to escape, but she chose to not escape because it's the only time she actually is free. Once again, it's sort of your interpretation of the synopsis of Gango, but her design, her change, it is super different than the original. Because the original Gango design is just sort of a face mask. It's sort of a bold design wrapped onto a sort of kind of knot, and that's it. She physically have a form of a body, but yet because she's sort of a string, they change bodies. How they fix that in this AU, they give her sort of a cat costume face, and they keep the same because that simple change of her face make her really creepy, really dangerous. Instead, giving her a sort of a pretend body, sort of knots. She's just a knot trolling everything. She is basically scotch tape all around her. But this is the reason I think attracts me to this design. It really stands out. It really screams who this version of Gango, and she is very dangerous, but yet happy fighting, happy being on at least the third leader of the chart right now, and that's make her just so interesting and also fascinating, so different than the original. But I don't know you. Do you like this design or not? Tell me down below. Let me know. Let's talk about the next fighting character. Now, all the characters from the original Digital Circus, only one character is sort of hard to do something unique because it's sort of a bubble. And that's sort of what the focus of this new character of this version of Bubble, what they can actually change. Not much. She's still the same. In fact, she still is the right hand man of Kane. That even that disrespect, she is sort of smarter than Kane, but not by much, just a little. But she is sort of a manager who runs the whole place. But even more interesting, that she is aware of all the happenings behind the scenes, all the cheating, all the lying, and all the manipulating. But because she's sort of AI and yet still not understand human comprehension, what is good, what is bad, she just sort of thinks that's sort of normal. But once more, that's sort of bubble. She have no anger until no fighter or no manager or no contractor. That she does what she needs to do to help down, to help to do the Fight Club start. In other words, like she is just there for the fight and start. And that's it. And that's pretty much you can say about Bubble. Her design, still a Bubble. But the little things they add, even that the original Bubble doesn't have that much, that's sort of a top hat, glasses, and a bow tie, and the gold tooth. And that's basically it. Not much change to the original. To me, it's some cheap party where the original Digital Circus, but yet they tried. Honestly, it's not a bad design, not a bad remake because it's sort of hard to do something unique with Bubble because Bubble is Bubble, and that's it. I really can't say much. Now let's talk about the next character of Digital Fight Club. Now, Zubu is sort of interesting how they depict of her in this universe. That's sort of doubling down her personality, being sort of kind of awful, but even more awful because the very end, she's here to be the champion. Even that she doesn't bother to dodge because how big she really is. On top of all this, she just like to train by herself and doesn't like no one. But she's not aware the happenings when going out of Digital Fight Club is the fact she doesn't need to because how big and dangerous and threatening she really is. Like the original, she can't remove all parts. In fact, she'd stay her training removing parts back and forth, fitting what is the perfect body to fight a specific person but each different fight. In fact, she is the second highest ranking of the leaderboards who could be actually champion, but still she's still second. Not yet figure out how to beat the main champion of the leaderboard. Now her stats is sort of HP for 400,000, age 3, defense 7, standard 10. And she is very strong and very dangerous. But it's something sort of interesting because Zubo is sort of hard to pick because how put together she really is. And I think that's the best way to describe her because she feels some like some random toy you give a 3-year-old to be more imaginative. And I feel they stick to that, but more one up it. What if give that same toy to an adult, but make him think of a strategy fighter? What kind of things that adult would put in to make it more extreme, or not adult? I think more like a teenager would do this more than the adult who likes fighting anime. And it feels that was sort of the idea. Someone who has a lot of experience of playing fighting games or fighting anything. They want to add more things to this character because you can reattach anything to this character. And it really screams that. You feel someone who have years experience, if years of sort of strategizing how you make a best fighter body. But I don't know you, how you felt this. You feel it works or doesn't? Tell me down below. Let me know. Now let's talk about the next fight character in this Digital Circus version of AU. Now, this is probably the most interesting depiction of Nana Queen, that the first creature you met of the first episode of Digital Circus, that Cheddar reinterpreted as sort of a manager who is a very horrible person. But interestingly enough, no one knows her backstory or her original name. The only name she go for is especially Duchess by Zubu. In fact, she was sort of built as Zubo's own manager because her skills is basically being manager but also creating devices for Zubo. So she is made for Zubo, but nothing really much. Of course, she doesn't like to fight, she likes to spectate and also do the business because at the very end, the Duchess Queen, she just want to make profit. But of course, she is a very horrible person to be around and you kind of piss her off if you get close to her. But besides that, that's all we know about her. But yet, it's just sort of interesting what they decide to make her of this AU. The fact she sticks to the original idea of her, but yet slightly different. That just make her more questions. Who made her? What's the purpose? What she actually come from? Of course, this says she is AI. She built for Zubo, but besides that, we don't know much about her. She keeps secrets, but we don't know what. And that's basically it. She's just a manager, and that's it. It also contractor and also creator of some of the things for Zubo to actually attach to her. And that's it. In fact, do you like this design? You don't, because the design is just sort of professional manager with just a few little touches, like like a normal dress and a coat, and that's it. And you also have a, I guess, a cane. I thought it was a hammer, but no, it's a sort of a cane she uses to walk around, and that's it. I mean, it's sort of hard to do something with this massive character. But I don't know that how you feel about that. You think it's a good design or not? Tell me down below. Let me know. Let's talk about the next character. Now, our new character is able that it is a new character only for this AU because he doesn't have a counterpart of the original IP of Digital Circus. This is just made for this AU. But Abel is sort of a manager of Jackrabbit, or aka Jack. that he is sort of a manipulator liar and the one who moves all the rules just to fit him and his bestie partner. But he is a showman. He likes the spotlight. If anyone who attempts to take the spotlight, he does anything to take it back. Especially he's the person he managed, like Jack Rabbit. This is the reason why he's a good partner with Jack Rabbit, because he manipulates and lies to take all the money he actually made. But besides that, that's all about Abel. He is a showman. Now, his design is just sort of interesting, especially his head. There's just a four cards of aces with a top hat with a suit, and that's it. It's just sort of interesting how he looks, but at the same time screams foolishness and stuck upness is all about him and his sort of partner. And that's it. But I found it fascinating what decided to create this specific character. But it's sort of obvious because of Jack to complement Jack as a sort of secondary type of character, someone who actually talks to him, but also cheats for him behind the scenes, so he'd be always on top. But besides that, what do you think about Abel? Because not much to say about him. He's just a person who likes to cheat, besides Jax. Now, tell me down below, what's your opinion of this character? Do you like it? Do you have it? Tell me down below. Let me know. Now, let's talk about the next character. Now, all the other characters, Jack or aka Jack Rabbit, he is the only one who stays the same of the original, just sort of slightly change his sort of dynamic in his new universe. But besides that, Jack Rabbit is the champion, wanting to fight another champion to basically get out. But the only problem is Jack Rabbit doesn't really care to getting out because he liked the limelight. He liked making money, but at the same time, he just so full of himself and very cocky. And could be his downfall. But the only problem is he keeps cheating and lying, and no AI actually noticed. Once again, this is all managed by AI. It's established no AI understands what's lying, cheating, or deception. They think that's pretty normal. Don't think they're actually bad. This is the reason why Jack always get away with it. Because even that, some people hate him. People hate him because he cheats, but he never gives the evidence to actually prove he actually cheats. But besides that, he's sort of unaware he is moving up. He unaware that actually rookies are actually getting stronger in passing the rankings to actually get to him. Now, his stats is over 6,000 HP, age 10, defense 7, and standard 9. He is pretty strong and very dangerous. But I do like his sort of design, because his design, let's face it, he looked like a Pachuco just basically showing off. And that's basically it. Especially that sort of white, blue jacket, white t-shirt, and just blue jeans. And basically that's it. But it really does fit his sort of cockiness in that sort of showmaness. Of course, wondering who is the next challenger or the champion he must be to be confirmed the main champion. And yet, he doesn't know or really cares because he wants to stay in Digital Fight Club. Yeah, wondering, maybe it is no ending. Maybe you are the goal. Who knows? And that's why I really enjoy this sort of kind of word building, because you don't know what is true, what is not, or true or not. But besides that, next talk about our final character of Digital Fight Club. Now, this is sort of interesting because this AU was sort of technically done, setting all the characters till Digital Circus dropped the second episode and Gamigu actually reappears. Because it was sort of interesting that decided, or the creator, Bartetto, decided to add him in the AU. And I just found that sort of interesting. So I'm guessing every single time that a new character reappears in Digital Circus, they create a new character in the Digital Fight Club. But besides that, what Gamigu is of this world, or they just call him Migo. Now, Migo is sort of a street fighter professionally, but he does want to go in the mainstream Fight Club. The only problem is he doesn't trust it because he feels there is probably cheating in the Fight Club. But making him unique, he is a AI. AI chose to actually fight in the Fight Club. Instead of be a manager or a contractor, he wants to fight in the main line. But originally, he doesn't go portray of his own code. What I mean is, he would stick to his two best friends because at the very end, they are a trio. If they cannot with them, he doesn't go inside the Fight Club. But besides that, Migo is just sort of a very interesting character because he is sort of self-aware of the situation around him. He knows he is sort of AI, but I feel this is the reason why he wants to become a main fighter in a Fight Club. But besides that, he doesn't have stats because he's a Street Fighter. But other than that, his design is the same design in the original Gummy Goo, but he just added two different things. One, gloves with tassels and boots, and that's it. But he has a cigar because why not? But other than that, his own design feels more dangerous than the original one. The original Gummy Goo, he's more soft but yet dangerous. But I feel more extreme version of that. But other than that, I can't really say much. It's just sort of interesting. He was sort of made on the last minute because the new episode reappear of this new character. And you're wondering what other new characters will come out of this digital Fight Club. Now, my conclusion of this AU digital Fight Club, it is just so great. Even that you don't know what is the end game or how they get here, because that's how the original is. The idea fits so well of this sort of new sort of gaming genre of fighting. It just makes sense. This is the reason why it just sort of blew up, because it didn't really change that much, just the genre and the reason they had to get power-ups and to get out of this universe. But they can't because they're selfish, greedy, or they just don't know how to get out, or who is the true champion to actually beat him. They don't know they have to fight honestly or need to cheat or what, because it's just so many questions not really answered. So they don't know if somehow they fight fair, they actually get out, or the very end they had to fight unfairly just survive to get out. It's just sort of a lot of questions, but at the same time, you can rewrite this however you want because how simplistic the story, but each character are so useful, especially all the different jobs they have. They have manager, you have fighter, you have basically contractor or ringmaster or inner person who sees the fight. There are not a lot of jobs, but the only thing you must do is fight. Be one of those jobs, and that's it. Yeah, I'm guessing this is the reason why some people like this place, other people hate it, because there is nothing else to do. It's just fight, fight, fight. And that's just sort of interesting. But besides that, how you felt about this? You think this AU deserved to have this much credibility? You think that this needs to become a game? Yes, there's no question, because I love this so much. I want this to be real. I want to see this become an anime. I want this so much because at the very end, I like fighting games, and this one just fits and hits so well because I can see the storylines, I can see the fight techniques, I can see the bond matching and the rivalry. On top of all this, this has another rival, another AU, but besides that, it's just sort of kind of crazy, but I just enjoy it so much. Hopefully they add more story. Hopefully the fans will add more things. Hopefully we just don't know. How you feel about this? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Tell me down below. Let me know. And of course, you know another AU you want me to talk about, tell me down below. Let me know. I got nothing else to say. Just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.